On a summer day in 1518, a woman stepped into a street in Strasbourg and started dancing. She did not stop. Not that day, not that week. And by the time it was over, dozens of people were dead. This is the dancing plague of 1518, one of the strangest medical mysteries in European history. And 500 years later, historians still cannot agree on what actually caused it. Strasbourg in 1518 was not having a good time. The city sat in the Holy Roman Empire, and northern Europe was being hammered. Famine, smallpox, syphilis, a brand new disease called sweating sickness that could kill you in a few hours. People were tired, hungry, terrified, and famously, the human brain under that much pressure does not always make great decisions. Into this misery walks our protagonist, a woman known only as Frau Troffea. On a hot July day, she walked out into a narrow Strasbourg street, started moving her arms and legs in a wild rhythm, and just kept going. Neighbors thought it was a joke at first. Maybe she was drunk. Maybe she was praying. But hours passed, then days. She did not eat. She barely slept. She just danced in the same street until her feet were a bloody mess. Then a strange thing happened. People joined her. Within a week, there were 30 of them. Within a month, somewhere between 300 and 400 Strasbourg residents were dancing in the streets, day and night, completely unable to stop. Eyewitnesses described it as terrifying. The dancers were not happy. They were sobbing, screaming, begging for help. Their feet were destroyed. Some were dying from heart attacks, strokes, sheer exhaustion. And still their bodies would not stop. Strasbourg's authorities did what seemed sensible. They called in the doctors, and in 1518, the cutting edge of medical science had a beautifully confident diagnosis. Hot blood. The dancers, the doctors said, had too much hot blood, which was making them move. And the cure for hot blood, obviously, was to let them dance it out. So the city built them a stage, hired professional musicians, opened the guild halls so dancers had more space. The official medical advice was, and I am not exaggerating, dance harder. Things, predictably, got worse. The music actually attracted more dancers. The death toll kept climbing. At one point, according to some accounts, 15 people were dying every day. Eventually, the city reversed course. The musicians were sent home, the dance halls shut, and the surviving dancers were dragged to a shrine of Saint Vitus, the patron saint of dancing and, conveniently, of dancing curses. The survivors were given red shoes blessed by a priest, ritually walked into the shrine and prayed over, and somehow that worked. By September, the dancing had stopped. The plague was over. But here is the truly unsettling part. We still do not really know what caused it. Theory 1. Ergot poisoning. Ergot is a fungus that grows on damp rye grain. Eat enough of it, and you get hallucinations, convulsions, and a chemical not too far off from LSD. There had been bad harvests. It is plausible. Except ergot poisoning usually makes you too sick to dance for a month. Theory 2. Mass psychogenic illness. In other words, a stress-driven mental contagion. A community under unbearable pressure, suggestible minds, religious dread, and one woman starting something the rest of them could not stop. Fear that spreads like a disease. In a society that genuinely believed in dance curses. Theory 3. They genuinely believed they were cursed. In their world, the saint of dance could punish you with unstoppable dancing if you offended him. If everyone around you believes a curse is real and your friend is visibly suffering one, what do you think your brain does? The truth is probably a mix. Stress, faith, possibly bad bread, and one viral idea that escaped a single woman's head and infected an entire town. And here is the part that should bother you. This was not unique. Dancing plagues had hit Europe before, multiple times, going back to the 700s. Whole villages sometimes. We just remember Strasbourg because the records are unusually good. Then, almost as suddenly as they had started, the dancing plagues stopped happening. The conditions changed, the belief changed, and the human mind moved on to other catastrophic ideas. The dancing plague is a reminder of something genuinely terrifying. Under enough pressure, with the right shared belief, your brain can drive your body past every survival instinct you have, until your feet are gone and you still cannot stop. Strasbourg in 1518 was a stress test that the human mind very visibly failed. Try not to start any plagues. This was Graveyard Footnotes,